We're live. MedStar, 7 a.m. Kids are getting ready over here. Maybe a little early. Yeah, they're actually people. They started about 8 years ago. That's 99 sports. People on the Caps television. So that's Caps headquarters within. I always find it so funny. 5 people down there. In my game, one person is off, I think. We had 5. Actually, like last in the tournament, they were like, no, don't put penalty on it. You probably want to get up closer so like when you're looking this way, I don't know. I don't think you are. Yeah, you wouldn't be in the shot.
that you're not supposed to shoot at the goalie if he's not looking.
That's like with adults.
Like small shots. Yeah, small. Like slowly build it up. You know, top corner every time.
Adults are the worst.
These kids have an excuse. Dangerous. You get him in the head, like you put a helmet on, you can get a concussion. All right, we're starting up. We've got Colin, Josh, and George on forward, and then Gordy and Leif on D. And we're gonna have a face-off. Colin with the face-off. Pushes it forward. St. James gets it. They come into the Caps zone. Gordy's playing some D. They try to center it. Gordy knocks it away again. Caps. Colin ends up with it. Kicks it to himself. Comes up the boards. Goes along the boards down into the St. James zone, gets triple team, loses it. They steal it back. Colin poked away. And St. James gets out of the zone. Puck's chipped in the middle, loses it. George gets it. George comes back in the zone, head down, cuts back to the middle, loses it. They knock it out of the zone. That's Leif. Keeping it on the wall, battling, like trying to dump it. Does get it. James zone, goes in the zone, goes to the corner, turns. Got sometimes goes, barely kept it in the zone. But that's Strickler with the far shot.
Let's go, Cap!
1-0. You got it, Sean? All right, St. James wins the face-off. Far shot, not on goal. Anthony gets the rebound, creates up ice, turns around, goes back the other way. Pass out of reach for Paxton, goes all the way up to Locker. Locker then throws it behind, back to Paxton, out of his reach. Paxton goes, fights for it, pins the man, steals the puck. West passes to Locker, and Locker gets up at it. Locker knocks it in the corner. He goes down the ice. He centers it. Gets knocked out of the way. Back to Locker there. Locker then turns around, shoots it on goal, goes behind the net. St. James gets it in the corner, tries to throw it out of the zone. Polidor's there, keeps it in the zone. Puck goes to the middle of West. West shoots it wide. Locker ends up going in the corner to get it. Locker then throws it to the other side. Hits the goal, hits the ref. Centers it. Can't get it. St. James comes back the other way. St. James still coming. They don't really get a shot on goal. They get it towards goal. Paxton gets the rebound. Scans, comes up ice. Or that's Colin, sorry. Colin comes up ice. Colin loses it at the line, and Caps are gonna have to regroup. That's Tamer passing it to the D up to Colin. Colin swerving up to a player that's changing, so the St. James player gets it. That's Graham. Caps steal it. Caps try to break it out, gets intercepted, ends up going to St. James D, who throws it back in the zone, and St. James is offsides. Okay, we got Gavin, Colin, and Shriney out there. After the face-off, cut goes over to Gordy. Gordy over to Leif. Leif up to Gavin. Gavin skates up to, Gavin centers it. It gets intercepted by St. James, who's now skating around quite a bit. Colin on the forecheck. They end up throwing it back over to the Caps D. Caps go D to D. Caps whiff on the D to D connection. But Shriney's there, stealing it. St. James gets it back. They center it. Gordy's there, steals it. Gordy up the wall to Gavin. Gavin tries to center it to Colin. Does get it up to Colin. Colin gets it along the wall. He's got some space here. He's got 2-on-1. He centers it over to Josh, I think. Shot! Oh, that was Shriney. Shriney shoots it. Saved by the St. James goalie. Good save there by the St. James goalie. Just keep it 1-0. St. James coming back up the ice. They give it up to Gordy. Gordy goes up the walls into the St. James zone. Gavin steals it for a second. Gordy then pinches, steals it. He's got some space. He shoots it. St. James goalie blocks it to behind the goal. St. James then throws it up the wall and tries to get it out. They don't. Leif is there. Leif turns, makes a move, dumps it in the corner. That's Josh fighting for it in the corner. Josh up the walls over the Gordy. Gordy's gonna get Gordy back down to Josh. Josh double teamed. They go up the other wall. St. James whiffs it. They do get it this time. Leif can't keep it in. Leif goes D to D to Gordy. Caps are regrouping. Over to George. George loses it. Gordy ends up stealing it from the St. James player who was trying to get in the zone. Leif skates it for a while. Up the ice over to Wesley. Wes loses it. St. James is trying to get it back in. They do get it back in. Gordy chases it down. Gordy has it in behind the net. Goes around one player, runs out of space, comes back the other way. St. James ends up getting it. They center it. They shoot it. They score. You got it? Yeah. All right, 1-1. 10 minutes left in the first. Locker is out there with Colin and Tamer. St. James gets it off the face-off. Comes down. They shoot it high. Ooh, Jackson just tips it. That was going to the corner. Caps end up getting on the rebound. That's Colin. He comes up the walls. Colin is still coming up the ice. Passes it. Tamer. Tamer can't get the shot. Stick check last second. Puck's behind the net. Caps fighting for it. That's Tamer. Tamer tries to wrap around. Puck's bouncing around. Rebound. St. James grabs the rebound. Well, then he trips, but they're going to call a Locker with the trip. Okay. Caps go man down. Minute and a half. 9 minutes, 23 seconds left in the first period. Colin on the face-off. We got Leif and Wesley out there. We have both centers and 2D. Oh no, it's Tamer. Shot there. on Jackson. Second shot on Jackson. Jackson freezes it this time. We went Shriney and Wes out there with Leif and Gordy. Wes taking the face off. Goes over to St. James player. St. James player turns with it. Dumps it to their D's. A little mishandled, but they kept it in the zone. Caps steal it, get it out of the zone. West cuts to the middle. Getting back pressure by Peen. Who goes around a man. Cuts to the middle. Gordy knocks it away. Gordy then goes up the walls over to Wesley. West goes all over the boards and out. Nice move. Then he dumps it into the zone. St. James comes back the other way. They dump it. Back pass to Graham. Shot. Jackson with the save. St. James with the rebound. They throw it in the middle. Dangerous. They get a shot. Jackson with another big save. Blown. West gets knocked down. St. James ends up with the puck afterwards. Try to get out of the zone. Caps are going to keep it in. They do. It's Colin now with the puck. Colin goes around one player, around another. Centers it. Dangerous. Caps can't get to it. That was Gavin up front. Just couldn't quite get to it. St. James coming back the other way.
Yeah, Gordy.
Caps knock it out of the zone. St. James regroups in the neutral zone. Throws it up to their winger. Caps steal it. That's Paxton. St. James then steals it back, comes back in the zone. Gordy knocks it away. Paxton now ends up with the puck behind the net. Paxton up the walls over to Gavin. Gavin up to Colin. Colin brings it in zone 2-on-2 with Paxton. Loses it. And St. James throws it out of the zone. Gets Gavin George with it. Loses the puck. St. James gets it. They shoot it on goal. Gets deflected. Goes way wide. Paxton with the bodies the guy. And they get it out of the zone. Colin bringing it up. Colin past one guy. Loses it. Gets tripped. They don't call it. No call. St. James gets it out of the zone. Not enough for icing. Paxton's got to chase it down. Paxton goes D to Anthony against the wall. Anthony tries to go up the wall. Gets intercepted. St. James throws it on net. Jackson. Gavin tries to gets intercepted with his breakout pass. Anthony gets the puck behind the net. Anthony goes up to Gavin. Gavin's got it. Gavin centers it to West. West goes by one player. He's got some space here. He cranks it up wide of the goal. Caps try to keep it in. They do barely. That's Anthony Albano who has it, cranks a shot, gets deflected, goes behind the goal. Josh gets it, knocked away by St. James. St. James comes back the other way. St. James centers it to their team and they come up to the ice. They just throw it on net real wide.
Nice.
Jackson knocks it in the corner. Paxton picks it up. Paxton comes up the ice. Gets forechecked. Loses it. Caps circle the St. James player. George up to West, who has to glove it down first. West goes into the zone with Paxton. Paxton takes it wide. Then into the corner. Centers it. Gets deflected. It's like right in the next to the goalie. Now goes behind the net. St. James ends up with the puck. Skates it out of the zone. That's good defense there by Leif to take the puck away. Caps just end up icing it. Face-off ends up going into the corner. That's Colin. Colin goes up the walls all the way to Tamer. Tamer gets it out of the zone. Into the zone. Colin goes, helps him out. Colin's got it in the corner. He brings it behind the net. He's scanning. Passes, seizes. Oh, look at him. Puck goes behind the net. Tamer's there. Tamer comes back. He's looking. Oh, he loses it. St. James comes back the other way. They pass it. Jackson has to make a big save. Colin on the face-off. Puck goes over to Locker. Locker brings it up out of the zone. Tries to cut through a couple players. He's skating up. He loses it in the corner just barely. Pretty good move though. Okay. DeZino and Tamer were fighting for the puck and actually took it from each other. DeZino now forechecking. The on him! Just watching. Cap's just watching the player skate right in. Jackson has to make another save on the back end. Tamer with Cap's calling Locker with somebody with a hook. Or Colin. Colin's getting a hook. At least Colin was for checking. All right. Cap's on a penalty kill for next minute and a half. Puck ends up going back to their D. They go D to D. Far shot. Goes really wide. There's a high stick by Caps touch it first, so they don't call it. Albano's in the corner fighting with it with Wesley. Ends up going to the St. James D man who shoots it. It's deflected into the corner. Gavin hesitates. He gets it though. Gavin George now has it. He knocks it out of the zone to the St. James player who goes D to D. Guys, don't give him the blue line. St. James comes right in. Hard shot. Jackson with the save. Hey, when they give him the blue line like that. Looks like Josh is going to take the face off here with George. Puck goes high, goes back to the St. James with a high shot, and it goes over the net after Jackson hits it. Now it goes in the corner, and Josh gets it. Josh goes up the wall, past one player. He turns. Ends up losing it, and St. James trying to go back the other way. They do come back the other way. Leif, there's the steal. Puck ends up going back to St. James. Far shot. Really wide. Gordy's in the corner. Gets the puck. Turns around. Skates it up the ice. He's got a little space. He's going to be able to kill the rest of this penalty. Penalty's over in 3 seconds. Shoots it. Goes in the corner. Josh is going to get there first. Josh then throws it up behind the net. Caps are, no one's there. So St. James then knocks it out of the zone. West takes it. West ends up, still has it. He's got a guy in the center open. Centers it to Colin. Colin shoots it. Holds his head in frustration because the goalie just saved it. Well, that was a good shot. It was good effort. Good opportunity. Still 1-1. 1 minute, 27 seconds left in the first. Colin taking the face off. All right, Cavs passes it back to their D. The D dumps in the corner. George is back there. George still fighting for it. Caps double team him. It's Colin with it. Colin has it in the corner. Spins one way, spins another way. Tries to center it. It gets intercepted. Oh, Caps on the forecheck hit each other, and they lose it. St. James comes back. Far shot. Wide. St. James gets the rebound, goes to their D. Far shot. Jackson knocks it in the corner to Paxton. Paxton looks up the ice. Jackson knocks it up the ice. George to Colin. Colin goes through, can't get through the last player. Josh ends up with the puck. He gets on ice. Oh, gets a shot on the goal, goes above the net. All right, guess Paxton ends up with the rebound. Paxton centers it. The goalie hits it with their pad. Bounces out to Anthony. Anthony ends up losing it, but Colin's gonna get it. Brings it out of the zone. Turns, oh, he falls. Gets up, tries to get it out of the zone. Can't get it out of the zone. St. James gets it. St. James comes back the other way. They shoot it. Jackson with the save. Colin gets the rebound. Colin gets the puck up the ice. He's got some space. Cuts to the middle. Shoots it. Wide. Paxton gets the rebound. Paxton centers it. Goes to West. West shoots it. Hits the player. That's the end of the first period. 1-1. Okay. We got West, Tammer, and Locker out there with Gordy and Leif. Puck's being dropped. West taking a face off. Puck bounces over to Tammer. Tammer brings it into St. James zone. Gets poked out. Tammer goes back and gets it. Centers it to West. West over to Tammer. Tammer gets a shot. Goalie makes a save, knocks it behind the net. They throw it up the boards. Cap's gonna get it. That's Gordy. Gets it. Gordy goes around the goal. Then he wraps it. Oh! He gets his own rebound and shoots it. Doesn't go in. West is gonna get that rebound. West fights behind the net, centers it. Now it's still behind the net. West still has it. West gets it in front. That's Locker gets it. Locker throws it in the corner. Tammer's chasing the rebound. Great hustle there by Tammer to go get that rebound. No one else was chasing it. Legs keeps it in the zone for a second there. But yeah, they get it out. Gordy ends up retrieving the puck. Gordy's pass gets intercepted. Oh, they hit the goalie, man. They keep on hitting the ref, I mean. Puck's on the board, battling around. Finally, St. James D gets it. They throw it on net. It gets intercepted before it gets in there. Wesley ends up skating it out the zone. Down the left side, cuts to the middle, actually. He's got 1-on-2. Goes around the player, shoots it. Goalie gloves it, and he just freezes it. Oh, no, he doesn't. No whistle. St. James ends up scoring on the ensuing play. They had a guy line changing way down. Jackson misplays the puck, basically, trying to knock it to the corner. And it passes it right to him, and they score. Not sure why the ref didn't blow the whistle. He had like a good 5-second count on that catch. But it is what it is. Got to keep playing until you hear the whistle. All right, Colin taking the face off. Puck's in his skates. St. James comes up with it. It's 2-on-2. Far shot. Jackson saves it. Goes behind the net. Paxton retrieves it. Paxton goes around one player. Paxton coming up the wall. Again up the wall. Still has it. Cuts to the middle. Oh, he loses it. And steals it back. Gets it in the center there to Colin. Oh, Colin just can't get it. And they're coming back with the puck. Puck bounces around a bit on the blue line, and then St. James is offsides. So we'll have a neutral zone face off. St. James ends up with it after the face-off. Skates in the zone, they shoot it, gets deflected, goes wide. Anthony gets the rebound. Anthony up the boards to George. George has got it. George centers it to the center. Yep, he's got it. Actually, that's Paxton that's got it. Paxton then passes it over to Josh. Josh shoots it over the net. All right, George still has it. All right, Paxton ends up with the rebound. Skates it to the corner. Cuts back to the middle. Still has it. Runs out of space. Comes back around. Shoots it. Goalie makes a save. St. James throws it in the corner and starts their breakout. St. James 1-on-2 here. Caps close in on that. And they don't get it out. They do get it out. Colin, puck's still bouncing around a bit here in the corner, in the walls. I'm sorry, in the walls. West still fighting. St. James ends up getting it in the cap zone. Paxton ends up retrieving it. Skates up the ice. Goes around one player. Goes around a second player. He doesn't have anyone. He passes to Colin. It's just Colin does get it, but doesn't get it really. Now Paul. To get a shot on goal. Gavin George is there. He gets the rebound. Goalie makes a good play. Freezes it. Hammer's going out there. Cap's short a guy. The ref's nice enough, let them get him on. So that's Tammer and West. West wins the face over to Leif. Leif turns. Goes to the corner. He centers it. It gets knocked around. Oh, they're going to have a 2-on-1. Now, they pass it in the middle. Puck bounces around. Cap's knocking it away, but it's not completely out. Far shot. Jackson tips it in the corner. Can't get his whole glove on it. Leif gets it, throws it the other way. Shrines is going to go to it. Their defenseman pinches. Now Shriney does get to it. Gets it up to West. They don't get it out. And then they throw it on the boards. And St. James comes back. St. James throws it in the corner. Tries the center. Doesn't go through. Now it goes through. Sharp goes wide. That's Tammer with it. Tammer cuts to the middle, skates, tries to skate it out, and he does. That's not Tammer, that's Gordy. Gordy now ends up losing it. And St. James is skating it back the other way. They get in the zone. Don knocks it on the wall. St. James throws it back the other corner. Puck ends up going behind the Caps goal. Gordy up to Shrinesy. Shrinesy throws it to the middle to Wes. Wes over to Colin. Colin goes, can't get through the last defender. He does back check and steal it for a second. Oh, Caps run into each other. I hope everyone's all right. That was Polidor and Zeno. Zeno comes up limping. Caps do get it out. St. James throws it back in and they're offsides.
Let's go, Cat! Turn it up! Come on, boys!
Face-off ends up going to Josh. Josh goes around. Oh, loses it when he was trying to go around the player. Anthony ends up with it. Anthony can't get by the second player. Puck's battled. St. James ends up winning it, brings it into zone. Hard shot on Jackson. Jackson saves it. Face off in the Cap zone. Wes is taking it. Josh. Paxton ends up with the puck, throws it on the board to George. George tries to get off the boards and out, doesn't get it out. They throw it back in. Paxton picks it up. Paxton does get it out, but gets deflected. Paxton now centers it, doesn't get through. St. James comes back. It's Paxton. Paxton's in the corner there. Caps throw it up the walls, and they do get it out. Just George chasing it. St. James gets there first. They go behind their goal, throw it up the walls. Josh takes it. Puck's loose on the boards. They throw it up the walls. Anthony's going to activate. Doesn't get it in. Caps have to regroup. It's Paxton with the puck. Paxton brings it in the zone, into the corner, centers it, puck gets knocked away, he gets the rebound, he does center it right out of the Caps' reach. Gordy's gonna pick it up, throw it back in the corner, Paxton's there, retrieves it, Paxton turns, Colin ends up with it, Colin passes it to himself, goes by one player, he still has it, doesn't have much of an angle, tries to center it to Josh, St. James intercepts, goes up the other wall. That's Anthony. Albano gets it. He centers it, but it goes right. Oh, Caps end up with it. Josh steals it. Josh backhands it. Goalie saves it. Caps hit it. Puck bounces around. They knock it out to the walls, and St. James is coming back out with it. Caps pinch them. Colin's going to get up to the ice. He's got it. Shoots it. Scores! Kind of caught St. James a little bit on a line change, but also a great move there to be persistent. Him and Paxton will bring the puck up. 2-2. 7 minutes, 5 seconds left in the game. Ten, you two just heard about the score and they're screaming. Okay, Colin. Face-off goes, bounces around a bit. Caps end up with it. Leif drives in the zone. Leif shoots it. Goalie makes the save. He gloves it. They do blow the whistle this time. Colin taking the face-off. Puck goes back over to Gordy. Gordy dumps it over to Colin. Puck goes up the wall over to Gavin. Sorry, that's not Colin. Colin ends up with the puck on the walls, getting the neutral zone. He turns a couple times, gets through his man, comes up the walls. He gets through one player. Oh, just runs out of space and the goalie poke checks him. Good try. Caps end up with it in neutral zone. That's Gordy. Gordy up to Gavin. Gavin tries to get it to Colin. It's out of reach. St. James comes back the other way. St. James get into the cap zone. Leif ends up with the puck. Looking a little tired out there, St. James, I have to say. Oh, Gavin gets it. Can't hit the pass to Colin. St. James steals it back. Gavin now gets it back again. Intercepted by St. James. St. James brings it in the corner. Okay, now Gavin's got it. He centers it, but right to the St. James player, who then throws it on net. Jackson can't hold on to it. Gordy has to get the rebound. He comes back up the ice really hard. He's got some speed. Centers it to Colin. Oh, Colin can't retrieve it. Colin does get the rebound in the corner. Colin gets double teamed. He still has it. Centers it. Intercepted by St. James, who comes back up the ice. St. James is coming back up the ice. They just dump it. I think they're getting a little tired. Paxton has it behind the net over to Anthony. Anthony up the ice. Oh, just out of reach to Paxton, I think. Oh, bad pass by St. James player. Paxton intercepts it. Comes bouncing around a little bit. Locker's trying to get to it. Puck goes up to Wes Kaluza, who goes to the middle, gets intercepted. Paxton gets it. Paxton shoots it. Puck's bouncing. That's Tammer with the rebound. Tammer turns and shoots, gets deflected out of the zone, and St. James comes back. St. James comes back up the ice. Paxton knocks it in the corner. But St. James ends up getting the puck and a shot on goal. He's fighting for it behind the net. Okay, Paxton now has it. Paxton goes up to the wall to Locker. Locker to the middle, but at the feet of the centerman. St. James has it. Oh, okay, they don't really get much of a shot. But at the end of that, Caps defense was a little too much. I think they call a trip or something on him, or check. Caps, the coach is not happy about that call. The player is hurt. And so we'll have a pause now. That's going to be Paxton going away. A little confusion on whose penalty is. All right, it is Paxton. St. James player is still hurt. Coach is trying to say it's 88. He's trying to say it's Locker, not Paxton. Not sure if the ref's going to believe it or not. Yep, ref does take it. So they switch Paxton with Locker. Locker going in. Sure, that doesn't make the other team very happy. I don't know who actually did it. Didn't really look like much. It looked like a back check. And maybe he tripped. I don't know. We've got Josh and Colin out there with, I believe, Leif and Gordy. Face off in the cap zone, Colin taking it. Puck goes to St. James. Backhands it. They shoot it. Rebound. Jackson has to get it. Jackson ends up making the, all right. Colin, that's Gordy ends up with the puck, skates it out of the zone, goes cross ice to Josh. Just dump it in, Josh. Oh, Josh skates it in the zone, shoots it. St. James goalie has to make a save. Colin on the forecheck. St. James player turns, he's scanning, throws it up ice to Peen, who then takes it up the ice. And they kind of a late call there. St. James was offsides. Real late offsides. That was a late offsides call. He was about 20 feet inside the zone before the blue whistle. All right, 50 seconds left on the power play for St. James. Face off in the neutral zone, Caps side. Colin and Josh still out there with Leif and Gordy. Puck goes by Colin's feet. St. James gets it, brings it in his zone. They shoot it, deflected. It's scary right now, and they get it. They get it out. Ooh, got a little dangerous there. Colin skates it out of the zone into the St. James zone. Goes by one guy. He's got a good shot here. Shoots it, scores! Shorty for Colin there. Finally breaks through the D, through the legs. Nice shot there by Colin. Great individual effort. Caps up 3-2. I feel like St. James is getting a little tired. They're definitely pressing their two best players, Graham and Peel, quite a bit out there. We're now both off the ice. I think their coach realizes it. And Colin's now taking the face-off. Caps is a little confused on who's on the ice. We know about George and Colin with Anthony and Paxton on D. Colin gets the face-off, gets into the zone. 2-on-4. Colin makes a move again. He shoots it. Goalie with the save with his head. St. James coming back the other way. Missed passes. Goes all the way down. Are they going to call icing? No icing. No icing. Not far enough. Anthony gets it. Anthony up the walls to George. It's at George's feet. He can't get it. Fights for it. Knocks it out. Colin ends up with it. Colin's got it. Brings it behind the goal. Cuts to the middle. Comes up the ice. Oh, he's got a lot of speed. Goes through the middle. One guy, another guy. Shoots it. Goalie makes a save. Colin fighting for the rebound. Oh, he's tired. He's going to the bench. St. James gets it. Oh, they end up breaking it out after a couple bobbles. Caps poke it away. St. James pokes it back. St. James now has it inside. They shoot it way wide. Locker's in the corner there. Locker knocks it up the ice. Caps going to get 2-on-1 if they can. Oh, just gets deflected. Paxton ends up getting the rebound after deflection. Shoots it. Goalie, big rebound. Caps shoot it. West shoots it. Oh, good save by their goalie. Anthony Albano gets it. Throws it in. Oh, Josh with a great deflection. West Cruiser with the rebound shot. Caps try to throw it in. Shrinesy tries to throw it in front. Gets deflected. Caps end up stealing it. Caps over to West. West with the far shot. Ooh. Goalie gloves it and holds on to it. So we'll have a face-off in the St. James zone. Penalties over. That was a shift to get it. This is now their power shift, St. James. It looks like power line. Leif and Gordy on D with Shriney and Gavin on wingers. Colin taking the face. Puck goes to St. James after the face-off. Center's trying to skate it up out. Great hustle there by Gavin. Intercepted by Colin. Colin shoots it. Gloved down by the goalie. Great forecheck there by Gavin, who made him give it up right to Colin's stick. Colin got a good opportunity. Okay, they're going to space off on the far side. Same lines out there. Shrinesy and Gavin on wing. Puck goes to the St. James player, who skates it up the ice. St. James player goes to their winger, bring it in the Caps zone. Far shot, hits the Caps defenseman, doesn't go through. St. James gets the rebound. Now they shoot it again, still doesn't get through. Puck bounces around a bit. Gavin gets it, passes to Colin. Colin up to Shrinesy. Shrinesy into the zone. Shrinesy gets double team, loses the puck. St. James skates it out. Up to their winger. The winger back. This pass to the middle. Gavin has it for a second. St. James takes it back to their winger. They have a little trouble getting in the zone. Shrinesy's there. They do get in the zone. It's just still bouncing around. Out of the zone. St. James goes back, retrieves the puck. Up to their winger. Winger over to the other winger. Who shoots it, doesn't get through. Caps ends up with it, passes it over to Gav. Gav passes it up to Colin. Colin up the ice, 1-on-3 here. He's taking his time, goes around a couple players. Tries to shoot, he does shoot it, hits the side of the net. Gav fights for it for a second. Shrinesy with the back check. Oh, Colin with the back check there on Graham, and second period expires. 3-2 Caps. Okay. Wes, Locker, and Tamer out there. Paxton and Anthony. Wes taking the face. Puck's in their feet. Locker ends up with it. Skates in the zone. Into the corner. Centers it to Tamer. Tamer can't get it. Goes in the other corner. They switch directions. Up to their winger. Paxton pinches. Steals it. Paxton's got it. Paxton's scanning. Ends up deciding to shoot. Rebound. Tamer gets the rebound. Tamer now tries to wrap it around. Gets intercepted. St. James brings it out the zone. St. James, Buck gets knocked around. St. James changes side of the ice. And they get it through though. And now 2-on-2. Oh, they're around one player. Shot goes wide. Paxton ends up with the puck, but I don't think he's gonna get it out. Now they get it out. That's Tamer persistently getting it out. Tries to get it over to Paxton. Gets deflected and Caps are offsides. Colin taking a face. Colin gets it over to George. George dumps it on the goal, chases it, comes back over to the goalie. Goalie tries to cover it. George knocks it away. St. James gets it, and they just ice it. Face off in St. James zone. Colin, Tamer, and George out there. Colin gets kicked out. Both face-off players get kicked out. Josh is now taking the face-off. Josh wins it back over to Leif's backhand. Leif skates around with it, kind of bobbles it, goes out of the zone, goes D to D. Gordy, oh, great play there by Gordy. Gordy up to George, who passes it to Colin, and it's just out of reach. St. James now comes back the other way. They give it right up. Caps then throw it up to George on the wing. George tries to pass it, gets intercepted. He steals it back. Now he shoots it on goal. Big rebound. Oh, and that's Josh who misses the goal on the rebound. George in the corner fighting. Colin ends up picking it up. Colin scans, goes around the goal the other way. He's scanning, goes through, passes over to Leif. Leif skates a little bit, skates around one player, skates around another, throws it over to Colin. Colin's on his backhand. Colin shoots it, doesn't go through, hits a player. St. James comes back the other way. St. James 2 on 3. Colin with they throw it on net. Ooh, big rebound. Caps, that's West ends up with it. West tries to tip it to himself up the walls. Colin gets it. Colin waits for West to get back on side, goes into the zone. He's a 1-on-4. He turns, keeps possession, dumps it into the corner, goes and gets a change. St. James trying to bring it out the other side. They do get through. They go through. Shot. Goalie Jackson makes a save. Falls over, but he's up now. Gavin up to Paxton. Paxton can't handle it. And St. James throws it back in the zone, and they're offsides. Face-off win by St. James. They go into the zone. They end up losing it. And West is skating it back out. West goes through the corner, goes around his man, loses the puck. St. James knocks it out. Paxton has got to collect it. Paxton goes D to D. They go up to the winger here. Shrinzy gets intercepted. St. James comes back the other way. Far shot. Jackson saves it. Jackson then makes no chance and grabs it after it hits the wall and comes back at him. That was a hard shot. This ref doesn't like bending over, so he makes the kids pick up the puck for him. Even the goalie. It's kind of interesting. He did it again. All game, yeah. St. James player's on the wrong side of the face-off dot. All right, now he's on the right side. Colin faces off, brings it behind the net. Leif throws it up the wall. Locker's going to be there. Locker gets it out. Nope, doesn't get it out. Now he gets it out. St. James player has it. Goes, switches sides. The other St. James player mishandles it, but they retrieve it, throw it behind the Caps goal. Gordy's got it. Gordy goes up the wall. St. James on the forecheck. Steals it.
Oh my God.
Caps goes across the middle. Tamer gets it. Tamer goes up to Colin in the middle. A little dangerous pass, but gets there. Colin gets it knocked away. Colin takes it back, comes back through the middle, gets closed in on. gets the puck again in the corner. He goes around the goal, passes it up to Gordy. Gordy slaps, shoots it, doesn't go through. St. James player gets it, starts skating it out, throws it up the ice. Colin intercepts. Colin cuts to the middle. Colin's gonna get some time here. Shoots it. Goalie saves it. Puck ends up in the corner. St. James skates, knocks it out. Leif steals it. They steal it from Leif. And now
Oh, shut him down.
Caps.
Nice job, defense.
St. James got 2-on-5. Caps finally steal it. That's Wesley bringing up the puck up the ice. Now Wesley's like 1-on-4 here. Cuts to the middle. Just dumps it on goal. Go gets himself a change. St. James retrieves it. Starts breaking it out. Mishandles it. Caps take it back. This Paxson goes over to West. West loses the puck. Paxson ends up retrieving it. Puck bounces around a little bit. That's Anthony, who ends up with the puck up to Josh. Josh skates it into the corner. St. James player falls down. The Caps got a 3-on-1. Josh can't get through the feet. He wraps around, doesn't get there. Paxson activates in. Paxson comes to the door, shoots at a low angle. Goes up the walls to the D. It's Anthony. Caps can't keep it in the zone. Comes out. West passes it back to Paxson. Paxson up to West. Hits his skate.
Nice job.
They finally get it over to George. George skates it in the zone. Bodies his man. Nice move. He centers it. Gets hand down by the... There is no such thing as a hand pass in the defensive zone. They call a hand pass on St. James, which is not the right call. You can't have a hand pass in the defensive zone. It's rest. They call a hand pass in the defensive zone, which is like not a thing. If you hit it with your hand, you have to be the next person to touch it. But in the defensive zone, it doesn't matter. But they still called it on them. Their coach is not going to be happy about that. All right, so they realize they made a mistake and won't do it in a face-off in the St. James zone. They're calling an inadvertent whistle. Now our coaches want an explanation. They're like, "Yep, we made a mistake. We're just going to do the face-off in the neutral zone to not give you an advantage of our mistake." I think that's fair, to be honest. We've got Colin, Josh, and George, Paxson, and Anthony. Face-off goes to the Caps, who center it. The puck gets knocked away. Anthony has it. Anthony throws it over to Colin, but hits Colin's skate. And now the puck's loose. Anthony has it now, throws it up the boards, hits the St. James player and goes off the ice. Let's see where they put it. Should be in the Caps zone. Gonna be a neutral zone. They get the puck on the face-off. Jackson has to knock it to the corner. Cap's trying to get it out. Can't get it out. George ends up with the puck. Josh has it. Josh cuts back to the middle. Loses it. And St. James picks it up and comes back the other way. Colin with the back check. Strong back check. Ends up stealing it after another good defensive play. Caps go up to... George ends up with it. George goes to the middle, loses it. Colin picks it up. Oh, just doesn't get the shot off. And the St. James player steals it. St. James comes back the other way, centers it to the middle. Cuts to the middle, hard shot, deflected into the corner. Bad angle shot by St. James, goes behind the net. Colin picks it up. Colin passes it up to Josh. Josh can't get it. Wesley on the forecheck. And St. James ends up getting it. And they just dump in the zone. Paxton picks it up. Paxton's got a little time. Goes on the wall. Ends up deflecting to Paxton. Paxton then does get it up to Gavin. Gavin trips. West picks it up. He's going to have it behind the Caps goal, St. James goal. Turns, shoots it. Ooh! Puck was super dangerous. But St. James does knock it out of the way and comes back the other way. St. James coming up the ice real fast. They center it. Whip it. They're getting tired. That line is getting definitely tired. Polidor has it, loses it. St. James comes back. They shoot it. Jackson with the save. Colin, Gordy, Locker, Tamer are out there. Puck goes over to Gordy. Gordy goes up the walls over to Tamer, who's in position on the walls. He's got it. He tries to center it to Colin, doesn't get through. St. James ends up getting it, throwing it back in. They make a move, but they lose space. Now they try to throw it from behind the net. Puck's loose. Behind the net. All right, Caps end up with it. Woo, big battle for a while there. Leif just skates it out of the zone. St. James gets it right back in the zone. Locker knocks at it. Colin ends up with it. Colin goes around one player. He's got a little space here. He's got it up the middle here. Goes on his backhand, centers it to Tamer, and they can't connect. The puck goes in the corner. Colin gets the rebound, but he's tired. He gets the change. Leif ends up with it. Leif goes back in the zone with some speed. He gets a shot. Goalie pushes it to the corner. St. James coming back the other way. Puck goes in the center there. Locker tips it. Josh gets it. Tries to toe drag. Throws it behind the net. Locker's going to be able to get there. That's Wes with it. Wes comes around. Puck gets knocked around. Now it's in the corner. Sticks are really high. They knock it out of the zone. Locker has it. Locker goes on his back and throws it back in the zone, but too early, and Wes is offsides. 4 minutes, 36 seconds left in the game. West taking the place off in the center. Looks like George and Josh. Puck goes over to George. George wins it, passes up to West, out of his reach. St. James gets it, goes up to their winger. Winger skates it up the ice, hits to the middle. Great pressure there by Josh at the blue line. Ends up giving it up. Anthony has it. Anthony throws it to Paxton, and it actually goes on our goal. Jackson takes no chances and freezes it. We're on defensive zone face-off. West takes the face-off. Puck bounces around. West then throws it behind the net. Paxton's got it. Paxton goes up the boards to Josh. Bounces over Josh's stick. And St. James keeps it in the zone. St. James tries to get it in, can't get through. West has it. West makes a great move around the man. Skates up the ice fast, cuts to the middle. Oh, they're calling the Caps offsides. I don't know. Maybe they were. What's that? Yeah, that's Jackson. Colin taking the face off. Gavin and Tamer. Or no, Donovan. Tamer gets it, dumps it in the corner. St. James ends up getting it out of the zone. Anthony throws it just back deep. Good play, good strategy. 3 minutes left, 3:30 left in the game. St. James trying to break it out. They do. They're going up the ice. We got a 2-on-2. Anthony pokes the puck to the corner. St. James ends up throwing it up the wall to Gavin. Gavin, who tries to throw it up, gets deflected. Gavin gets it. Now he gets it over, just over Colin's stick. And St. James comes back. Paxton steals it. Gavin passes again to Colin. It gets right over his stick. Paxton now has it. Paxton goes up the wall over Shrinesy. Bounces off Shrinesy's foot back in the corner. Paxton has to come back and help. Gets it over to Colin, who goes up the wall to Gavin. Bounces through Gavin. St. James tries a D-to-D, but mishandle it. It says keep it in the zone. Now they finally get it out. Colin has it. Oh, Gavin's offsides. Was he off? Yeah, he was off. The ref got into Colin's way and slowed him down. Unfortunate, and so Gav was kind of still going full speed and was just a bit offsides. I mean, it would have been a 2-on-0. All right. West on the face-off. Puck bounces around a bit. St. James ends up with it. Skates it in the zone. Gordy with a good poke. St. James throws it to their D. Their D goes D to D. Mishandle. But they get it.
Nice, Gordy.
Gordy steals it. Starts skating up the ice. Gordy's got some speed. He's going to go right by this guy. Goes by one. Now he shoots it. Goalie makes a save. Big rebound. St. James on the rebound. St. James tried to get it out. That's Leif intercepts. That's Tamer intercepting. Tamer passes to West. Gets intercepted. And they throw it out of the zone. This is really Leif. Leif steals it. Starts skating up the ice. He's got some speed. He comes back to the middle. Runs out of space. He has it in the corner. He centers it to Tamer. It's in the air. Tamer wraps it. Doesn't get through. St. James throws it up the wall, and they start to break out. Leif steals it. Leif goes back to Locker.
Get on it, Locker!
Locker goes D to D. That's Gordy with it. Gordy decides to skate it out. A lot of tired players out there. He's just skating right around them. Colin has it. Pass to Colin. It gets intercepted. Gordy's still on the forecheck down there. Now he retreats back and lets Wes and Colin forecheck. Josh is out there. 40 seconds left in the game. They're going to pull their goalie, I bet. Colin knocks it away to keep it in the zone. Oh! St. James can't break it out. Now they break it out. They're going to get a last-second shot here. Peel comes down. It's one of their better players.
Nice job!
Paxton breaks it up. They center it. Caps get it and knock it out of the zone. 22 seconds left. St. James regroups here for their breakout. They do get it through. Got a 1-on-2. They come down the ice. Deflected in the corner. Peel throws it on net. Goes all the way to their defenseman. 7 seconds left. Far shot. Jackson gloves it. Doesn't get it. St. James gets a rebound shot. Jackson stops it. 2 seconds left. Whoa. Excitement. All right. 3-2, 2 seconds left. Colin's going to take the face off. St. James is going to take the timeout. try to do some kind of play, I guess. I think it's just to say, hey, reach left-hander, get it to your right-hander, your right-hand defenseman right there, right? Our guys just gotta rush that defenseman. Shot. Oh, so you get a rebound? Shot, go for a rebound? We'll see what they'll do. Not even win it back. Just get at that.
All right, let's go, Pat.
Get it to the net. Maggie's gotta be ready. Oh, he's talking.
Let's go, boys. 2 seconds.
So righty's taking to the face. All right, see what they're doing. Yeah, they might just throw it on net. Puck goes back. Gordy knocks it in the corner, and that's the game. All right, close one with St. James. It's a good St. James team. Good win for the Caps. All right, 24th win of the season, I believe. These CBHL games are a little more exciting. Okay.